Yo, what's up? Ricky Sanders here. If you live for fast cars, greasy hands, and solving problems under the hood, welcome to your new favourite spot. I'm all about real fixes, no BS, and showing you how to keep your ride running like a champ. So go ahead, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's make some noise in the garage. Enough talk, let's get ready.
In the cold season, especially in the winter period, problems often arise with the launch of the engine. The cause of this effect is quite simple: cold air, cooled motor parts, frozen fuel, or malfunctions. Causes of poor engine starting. Poor starting of the engine on cold was a fairly common phenomenon on carbureted motors, especially in the winter season. Problems with the start of the injector motor were not observed if all assemblies and parts of the power unit are serviceable. But if one of the systems is out of order, then the engine starts badly enough or refuses to ignite the air-fuel mixture at all. Usually, to determine the causes of this effect, motorists turn to the car service. But there are those who can carry out diagnostic work themselves and eliminate the malfunction. So, let's consider what can hide the cause of a bad start of the engine, especially in winter. The battery does not have sufficient capacity. Fuel system malfunction. Electronics and sensors. The ignition system is not all right. Possible methods of troubleshooting. Poor starting of a cold engine can be associated with a malfunction or with the ambient temperature. Before you start to eliminate breakdowns, it is necessary to understand how to start the engine in the cold season. For carbureted motors, many know and have encountered, everything is quite simple. To begin with the help of a sucker, it is necessary to close the air chamber of the carburetor. Then, press the gas pedal a few times to feed fuel from the float chamber. If the motorist is not sure that there is fuel in the carburetor, then, first of all, pump a few times with the foot of the gas pump. Then, pressing the gas pedal, turn the ignition key and try to start. If it did not work the first time, it will work the second or third time. If necessary, you can always use the manual start lever. It is worth remembering that it is recommended to depress the clutch when starting the engine to make it easier to start. This is to make the crankshaft easier to unwind, easing the load and weight. For injector motors, it's a little more complicated, but at the same time, it's simple. It is not necessary to pump the fuel manually. The main thing is that the fuel pump is working and the spark plugs are in good condition. Turn the ignition key to the second position and wait for the fuel pump to start. Turn the ignition off completely, returning the key to 0. Only then try to start the engine. Then, the ignition is turned on and the engine starts. As practice shows, even in the most severe frost, if everything is done correctly, the engine will start without much trouble, but it may not start the first time. To diagnose the condition of the battery, you should use a tester and measure the current after each test start of the motor. Also, an important indicator is the amount of electrolyte and its quality. Usually, all batteries are labeled with the release date. It is from this date that the countdown of 5 years of operation begins. After the expiration of this period, the battery can be used in summer, but for winter such a battery is no longer suitable, because in cold weather more power is required than in warm weather. Fuel system malfunction for a carburetor power unit. The cause may be hidden in the poor operation of the gasoline pump due to a torn diaphragm or workings on the cams of the camshaft. So, to eliminate the malfunction to begin with, you will have to rebuild the gasoline pump. Of course, the installation of a repair kit will make the repair cheaper, but the carburetor gasoline pump, unlike the injector and diesel, is cheap enough, and there is no point in saving money. Another place worth inspecting is the carburetor. Failure of this element will lead to the fact that the engine will work unstably, and fuel for the first start comes in small quantities. To eliminate the problem, it is necessary to rebuild the part. The injector is much more complicated than the carburetor. Here, several parts can affect the fuel supply at once, which are not so easy to reach. So, the main causes can occur in the fuel pump or injector atomizers. To check the operability of both elements, we'll have to dismantle them from the car. The gasoline pump is often located in the bottom of the luggage compartment or under the rear seat in the cabin. Most likely, the cause of a bad start is a clogged mesh filter, which first conducts fuel filtration. Because of this, an insufficient amount of fuel enters the system. Also, it is worth paying attention to the condition and service life of the fuel filter element, which can also retain fuel. Clogged injectors and improper atomization process can affect the engine starting on cold. For their diagnosis and repair requires the dismantling of elements. Thus, repair and diagnostic operations are carried out on a special stand for washing injectors. There is only one problem for a diesel engine: a faulty high-pressure fuel pump. Failure of the glands or plunger pair results in the pump not pumping the required amount of diesel fuel for the first startup. Therefore, if there is such a problem, it is worth first pay attention to the serviceability of the fuel pump. Also, a poor start of the diesel on cold in winter can be associated with freezing of fuel. Electronics and sensors and electronic engine control unit plays an important role in starting the engine, both on cold and hot. Let's consider what gauges can affect the start of the power unit: coolant temperature sensor. Incorrect parameters that the gauge feeds to the ECU can lead to improper formation of the air-fuel mixture, which will not ignite. Crankshaft and detonation sensor. The throttle position sensor adjusts the position of the throttle plate. If this adjustment is not made due to a faulty gauge, the gasoline-to-air ratio will be incorrect. The effect will be the same as with incomplete gasoline injection. The ignition system is not all right. The last cause of poor starting an engine running cold is the lack of spark. In this case, you should first check the condition and performance of the spark plugs. If everything is in order with spark plugs, then it is worth diagnosing the high-voltage wires. If no problems are found in these two elements, then it is possible that the malfunction is hidden in the ignition coil module. Diagnosis of the ignition module is too complicated, so it is recommended to contact an experienced auto electrician, who will quickly and qualitatively carry out repair and diagnostic measures. Conclusion: poor startup of the engine on cold depends on many factors. So, insufficient fuel or lack of spark leads to the fact that the motor may not start at all. If the motorist has a gasoline motor, and it does not matter carburetor or injector, then he himself can eliminate the malfunction. With a diesel power unit, everything is much more complicated, and it is recommended to contact a specialized car service to eliminate the problem. Starting the engine cigarette lighter. In conclusion, understanding the causes of poor engine cold starts is essential for maintaining your vehicle's performance and longevity. From issues like battery failure and fuel system problems to more complex factors such as engine oil viscosity and temperature sensors. Each element plays a crucial role in ensuring a smooth start. Regular maintenance and timely diagnostics can help you address these issues before they escalate. By staying informed and proactive, you can keep your engine running efficiently, no matter the weather conditions. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more insights on automotive care.